Week 4 NFL, we're back, and my Detroit Lions beat the Baltimore Ravens. I cannot be happier than that. It was just an amazing week. To top it off, it was so much fun. I had a blast. I was not expecting what happened, but here we are. I did not bet it. I wish I did, but it was a good week. And I know that you don't think so because your Cowboys got smashed by the Bears. But how you doing, Cav?
I'm doing all right. I mean, can't say I'm shocked that they lost.
I
I
was
kind
shocked
of
by
expect.
how bad it was. Like the score wise, like they kind of gave up second half. I feel like the Bears did.
Well, yeah. I mean, I go back to. I think I know it's only been what 3 weeks, and the defense is just not there, man. Like they have no real true talent. The cornerbacks are bad. Like they play soft zones. They don't blitz. But I did try to hold hope that like maybe they do. This is maybe they get better game for them. But I mean, I was on the Bears first half, and I was on that for a reason because I was like maybe in the second half, Eberflus will like actually try to blitz, try to adjust, but just absolute dog shit of a defense. Like you can one of the worst defenses I've seen the Cowboys ever have. Like it's really that bad. So yeah.
I mean, as long as you're not, because I know how it is here locally. After week 1, everybody was like, "Oh my God, back to the same old Lions," And I was like, "Well, I was one of those guys like, yeah, well, we had our fun little run a couple years, but then after this week, I could say, oh my gosh, like we actually might have a chance here to compete again, and but then it was crazy games. I mean, the Browns against the Packers. Who would have thought that was gonna happen, right? Uh, the Eagles, who screwed me. I had the plus 3.5 and of the Rams, and that crazy
Yeah.
punt. All I had to do was just sit down. Why was he trying to run all the way back down? But
Yeah.
there was some crazy games. I mean, it was a lot of fun games, no doubt. But now week 4 is here. We're recording on a Wednesday, so we could talk about the Thursday night game, which is a good game. It's the Seattle Seahawks versus the Arizona Cardinals. Currently, looking
Yeah.
at the line, it's plus 1.5 Cardinals. What do you like in that game?
I
If
mean,
you had to bet
I
it, if
can't
you had
look.
to bet it.
I'm honestly, I'm if I'm gonna be on a side, which I might be on this side, I haven't bet it yet. But again, it comes. I can always go back to the when the number is around this close, like you should be cautious. But the fact that Cardinals are the home team plus 1.5, like I'm looking Cardinals, man. Like Seattle, I know they've looked great. Um, for the first 3 weeks, however you want to put it. And the Cardinals had a tough game against the Niners, and um, but their defense has played all right. I mean, it's not like they've been playing bad. Murray, that offense, that's the only thing that I don't like is that offense is still kind of shaky. But the number is plus 1.5, and we're talking a division game, and I think they're just we're overvaluing the Seahawks right now just a little bit. And I think when you're in division, it's a Thursday night game at Arizona, you're getting plus 1.5. Like that's the opportunity for you there. Like I think that they're Seahawks are going to actually run into a gauntlet this weekend or this tomorrow. So that's where I'm leaning. I won't back the Seahawks in this situation. I think it's just a situational thing, the number as well, more than anything. Like this is this is a game where like you can't be giving me the Cardinals at plus 1.5 and at home. I'm leaning that way for sure. Like that's just my view, and I think public is going to be pretty heavy on like what they've seen, right? Recency bias. You see the Seahawks and how they played, but I don't think they'll be able to do the same damage that it will do. Like, look at the Seahawks and when they played Pittsburgh, like, wow, they kicked the shit out of Pittsburgh. But I think we've seen a little bit of Pittsburgh to say maybe they're just overvalued in how they're playing. I mean, they should have lost that game last week to New England, but had some fortunate situations that were New England just fumbled the ball and I think twice, and they were at the 2 and they
Oh,
couldn't score, so New England couldn't. Like it's just little things like that. So for me, it's Cardinals.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm on the same side. I've watched a couple of Cardinals games in the first couple of weeks. I actually had Cardinals in a couple plays, different parlay teasers and stuff, and a couple times they came out and almost lost the game after a double digit lead and stuff. Last 2 games they could have easily won the game against Mac Jones and the Niners. Um, I agree. At home, Cardinals are I think are the better team, and we saw last week. I think it was towards the fourth quarter. Marvin Harrison dropped a wide open pass that he was gonna go for a touchdown. Like we could see him doing the
It's
correction
yeah. If they won this game, the line would be back at
like
Cardinals
minus two
minus
and a
1.5
half, maybe something like
or
that. Yeah,
whatever even open at. But I think
yeah,
I mean, look ahead line. So I've been now. I finally got back to the look ahead lines and seeing what they were, and it showed it was minus 1.5, but I
yeah,
could have been 2.5.
yeah,
I'm seeing 2.5 on pregame. So, like you can't give me a line movement like that and say that's not overreaction. That's totally overreaction. Public is probably going to be heavy on Seahawks.
yeah. No, I agree. I agree. So at least we're on that side, agreeing on that one. Um,
Yeah.
for any props on the game, I said that we're gonna start maybe talking a little bit of props. I haven't had a chance to look at it. I might do another segment later on for props. But I was looking at Kyler Murray's passing yards. They're at 209 and a half. At most books, 210. You could find it. I like the over. I was looking at I don't have it in front of me now, but it was he covered over 5 of the last 6 games and that number against the Seahawks. And I think that if this is really a close game that we expect, it's in a dome, I could see him like going over the 210 yards line. So if that's a prop that you like, if you want to root for some passing overs, I'll do it.
I have not actually explored props, but
Props for the devil.
depending on the number, and how much they're pricing it, I'd love to get in on a Darnold interception, point 0.5. And, we do that sometimes, with, Turbo Tonk will jump in here and there and give his death, taxes, and, you know,
Well,
interception prop. But I feel like this
currently
is a good one.
it's a
I haven't seen it.
-106. -106.
Yeah,
I think that's what it was.
I kind of dig it, man. I kind of think that this is the game where he probably tries to force something, sees ghosts. So I may consider it, but I'm not fully there yet. Haven't really like dove into props, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it now, and I I used to bet a lot of interceptions last couple of years, but I really haven't this year yet because I like to wait. Like I said, I like to wait a few
It's
weeks.
just top of mind. Like that's like the first thing I can think of is like you're gonna see mistakes,
100%.
happen this
And with all
this
these
week.
teams not having most of the starters not playing preseason, first couple weeks they're rusty. I mean, we saw the Lions, right? They started off
Yeah.
terrible. I mean, and now, back to back weeks, I'm very happy with the results. But like,
I,
you just see
and
teams being just out there.
Yeah,
Um,
and if you look at like, they beat the crap out of the Saints. Like, come on. Like,
oh,
what were we,
they,
like again, this is just overreaction. I think people have been seeing like Steelers or like they beat the Steelers at Pittsburgh. So I just think that there's just a little overreaction right now to the Seahawks and with the line movement. I mean, I can't look any other way than taking the plus 1.5 Cardinals at home. And like you said, I think this is probably one of those where I may even consider doing the 10-point teas with them, but I'm not
yeah,
going to rush into it. So we'll see.
yeah, agreed. No, that's a good point. The teaser won, by the way. The over under won last week. We had Green Bay Packers. I
It
know
did.
Lions.
Although we were kind of mixed last week. Last week, just in general, was very mixed. I was also on that Rams plus 3.5. I had the Niners, which again I was telling you before we jumped on. Like again, if you're taking the home team at 1 point, it's better just to wait and live bet. But I wasn't around, unfortunately, and I took the Niners 1.5, and they won by one. So I kind of got screwed
Same.
on that. I think I ended up like what, two out of the four spread picks, and then
I'm a
like
one and two.
one, the three with the teasers or something. So 1 out of 2 or something. So wasn't the best week, but
Same.
it's never gonna be never gonna be smooth sailing. So
Yeah.
it's all right.
Agreed. No, I was the same way. I got the Jags, and I did play the Chargers later on. I won that one, but that was not on the podcast. But I did go 1-2. I had the same thing. It's I bet Atlanta, and you know how that went. And I had the
Oh my god,
Bengals.
I got suckered into that one.
And
I
the
got stuck.
Bengals. Oh
That
my
was.
gosh, how terrible
I
were the
wish.
Bengals?
I wish I didn't. I just wish I ignored that because I was like, all right, well, if everyone I got phone, let's get in. And
Yeah,
I was like, biggest mistake ever, never again.
yeah.
So, but then again, here I am this week, and we'll get to it later. So
Yeah, no, that's but to start off, I guess for Sundays, I know we have early game. I need to look
we
at
do.
which one it is. It's in the UK. It's the
It's the
Vikings and
Vikings Steelers,
Steelers. I don't have a plan with
in
that.
I think it's in Dublin.
Is it in Dublin? Okay, I know it's in the UK. Do you
I
see
think.
anything? I don't have a play or a lean. Do you have anything on that game for the early risers?
Oh man, I love betting the Vikings, but this weekend I don't know if I want to back the Vikings. Carson Wentz. I mean, the game didn't really mean anything. They were a lot of the points that were scored for the Vikings last week was kind of off the crazy turnovers and whatnot. So I can't sit here and say like that was a game for Wentz that where he. I think this might be a struggle game for Wentz. It's I'm leaning Steelers because it is plus 2.5.
Plus two and a
I
half.
wish it
Yeah,
was 3. I wish it was 3. I don't want to buy points on this. And I know I was just, slandering the Steelers and they're not as good as they, but we're talking about, they're traveling overseas, I don't know. I think, and I think there was some crazy stat that I came across where it said like the teams playing in UK were like something like 67%, like beating the spread. I don't remember what it was. So,
yeah.
um, I'm kind of leaning the Steelers on that.
Yeah, if I had to pick one, I'll probably do that. But I also hate the Vikings, so that's just
Yeah, for
kind
good
of in me.
reason.
But no, no, and like you said, that was such a crazy game with the
Yeah,
Vikings last week that I can't really take that into
you can't
account in
read
my
deep into that one.
correct
That was,
exactly yeah, and so I will not be touching that. I might just have a place to drink my coffee like in the morning life or something, just for
yeah,
the fun.
exactly. Like
The
if
line is
you
only
are,
40 and a half, so maybe do an over just for to root for points or something early in the morning.
I
But
mean, it's
I could
very,
see it.
very, very possible. But
Is
I do
it a
think
dome style stadium or no? I
I
don't know.
don't know actually. Let me just check really quickly. But yeah, I think that it's just one of those games where I think this is where like the Steelers actually come prepared. Tomlin, he seems
With
to come
Underdog,
back after losses.
he's great
Yeah,
with
like
Underdog. Yes, agreed.
um I don't know if this I don't think it is. I think it was the same stadium where what was it, K-State where they played in week
Yeah, and Iowa
0.
State. Yeah, yeah, and
Mhm.
Notre Dame played there last year, also week one
Yeah,
of college or week zero. All right, well that's probably I'll if I would lean, I'll just root for the points and I'll place the over. But if I had to pick a side, I'll pick Steelers with you.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, Steelers are yeah.
my pick, one of my two picks for this week is looking at my notes here is the Falcons plus 1.5 at home against the Commanders.
I
I'm
we
going
were just
back.
talking about it.
I'm
I'm
going
kind of with
back
you, dude.
because you're giving me a team that just got blown out by the Panthers. They got shot out. The Falcons outplayed them stat wise numbers, right? Total yards, everything, blah, 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 like yada yada. This week, Janet Daniels is probably not playing again. Terry McLaurin is gonna be out, most likely. It's what they said. They had a couple players on defense that are gonna be out starters. Uh, I just don't know why this line is 1.5, and the Falcons are home. Penix had probably his worst start in the NFL since he became a starter. I'm leaning the Falcons at home. I don't know. It just seems too good to be true. But then, are they trying to bait us? But then the casual bettors are gonna see, oh my god, the Commanders won last week with a backup, and the Falcons got shot out by the Panthers. This is free
Yeah.
money. I don't know. I'm just leaning the Falcons here. I could be back at it again for 2 weeks in a row, but I'm going for the Falcons. What do you think?
Strictly numbers. I mean, I like to play numbers more than anything when I'm doing this. But when you're giving me a home dog, and we're back at the one, right? Like we go, but uh, yeah, I'm leaning Falcons. I can't. I don't, and I don't even know if they've talked about Daniels if he is going to
He
play or
hasn't
not. I haven't.
practiced at all this week,
So my
so
assumption is he's not going to play.
I don't think so.
If he does play, I definitely see that line moving more towards like two
That'll
and a
be even
half, of
better
course.
if he plays. I'll grab a higher
Right.
number. Even with
So
him coming back, he did not look
I
good and
didn't
healthy.
obviously see the Falcons Panthers game to know like how
Me neither.
bad was it. My definitely my lean is going to be to be taking the foul, especially if it's Mariota. Listen, the Commanders played the Raiders. The Raiders are just not a good team right now. So yeah, they beat the crap out of them at home. So obviously there's going to be some sentiment there. Like you said, the public might be just pretty heavy on the Commanders and fading the Falcons, but I can only look Falcons at this point. Will I bet it? I don't know. I have some other games I would rather bet.
Yeah, go ahead.
But that
Tell me
is
one.
definitely
You have
all
four.
right.
Have you?
I can't honestly. I can't stop staring at the the Buccaneers. Buccaneers plus 3.5 over the Eagles.
Buccaneers.
Um,
Yeah. Baker
yeah,
Mayfield.
and I know that there's injuries to the offensive line for the Bucks. They're 3-0. Eagles. I mean, they really got lucky in that last game. Obviously, I'm not going to rehash that. I
Yeah.
think a lot of people were on that one, the plus three and a
Yes.
half, and it was some unfortunate situation. But I think Tristan Wirth is coming back, is what I'm hearing.
Because
They
Godwin's
should
back
get
to
Godwin.
practice. Yeah.
Yeah, Godwin is back. Whether he plays or not, we saw this last year. Excuse me, with Mike Evans. When Mike Evans was out, they still clicked. The offense was still moving. So
Kate Otten stepped it up as the tight end. He was back out there supporting it. Agreed.
yeah, like I think that this is such a great number to take at plus 3.5. I'm not in a rush to take it, but I just for me like that is so huge. And then one other for the Eagles, they placed Nolan Smith on injured reserve, so their edge rusher.
Oh, yeah. The
That's a
linebacker
big
outside
benefit
linebacker.
for them. So I think that, and especially Bucks being at home, like I think this is a game. This is a get right. Like this is their game that they can come in and whether they win or lose, but you're getting 3.5. Come on, like this is not a like terrible team. Like why is the line 3.5 to me? It shouldn't be that. It should be like give me plus one,
Yeah.
and I can understand that because the Eagles, there's a premium on whenever they play teams.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like I can't. That Bucks line is just screaming for me, and I am going to take it. I can't if at this point there's no way I can be talked out of it unless there's some significant injury like Baker or something happens. But I am all over that plus 3.5 right now. I'm being patient to see like will he get to 4? No, but we'll see.
Yeah, and also Baker, like he's gonna play his heart out for this team. I mean, he's just a
Oh yeah.
dog. He's a dog, and you could see the connection with him and Egbuka already in his only couple games in the NFL. He's just, I mean, Baker is,
Dude is lights out catching everything.
yes,
He's amazing.
yeah. I think the
Um,
Bucks
but
got
also the
a good one there.
but also the Eagles, like if you because I've watched pretty much all these NFC East teams, um, the Eagles really haven't been that impressive in a lot of I mean, they've pulled
No,
out wins. That's where they've been impressive is last week they were just terrible in the first half. I'm not I mean, I don't even root for the Eagles, of course. And I'm sitting there like screaming at the TV on the kickoff. Every time the guy just kept fumbling, Mechie fumbling, and Big B kept fumbling. Like, how are you guys that inept? And then all of a sudden in the second half, they find a way. But the Eagles haven't like they could have lost to the Cowboys. They
they should have
should
lost
have
last
probably
week.
lost to the Rams. they could easily have been a 1-2 team. So
Not only
it's
three, you never know. Yeah, no, I totally agree.
right.
I have
Like
not been
this
impressed by
is
them either.
you now have two teams that are 3-0, like 3.5 at home, and I'm taking the number, and I'm taking that team because they can score. So
Yeah, no, that's I like that cap because I'm on the Bucks. If I was gonna bet it, I would be on the Bucks as well.
the
Just
only thing that scares me is if it feels too easy to take them at plus 3.5. I'm like, what's the catch? Why is it still at plus three? Like, why hasn't it gone lower? And that's what scares me
I
about it.
think Mike Evans being out and the uncertainty of Chris Godwin actually playing. I know he's back at practice, but that has to be like Mike Evans is a critical part of that offense, right? And him
Yeah,
being
but still,
out, yeah, no,
last
I
year they
totally
just
agree.
struggled
I
down.
agree.
I think they won like 6 straight or something without him.
No, I totally agree. I mean, I'm with you on that. I just like I think the books are just
Yeah,
trying to adjust.
yeah, that's the one thing that I'm like, what is happening here? This feels like too easy, but I'm not gonna look any other way. Whether I do like a big play on it, I'm definitely putting something on it, even
Yeah,
if it's as low as a half unit. I'm gonna be playing it.
yeah. No,
So
that is good. And well, I got one more here for my top two picks. I think San Francisco 49ers -3 at home
yeah.
against the London Jags. I uh I I mean I watched the Niners game. I know Nick Bosa is off for the year, right? ACL.
Mm.
Brock Purdy's practicing back, should be playing on Sunday, but even with him or Mac Jones, I don't do much of a upgrade, downgrade. I feel like Mac Jones has done sufficient enough with the supporting cast that he's got. Um, Jags, man, I watched that game since I had the bet on, and oh, it's you have to have nerves.
It was painful, wasn't
It's
it?
terrible. Fumbling the ball, Trevor making these stupid rookie like mistake throws, and I'm like, what are we doing here? And you gotta go out to the West Coast. And I think it's a 4 p.m. game. It's in the late afternoon game for us on the
Yeah.
East Coast. I just cannot trust the Jacks to go out there. And Travis Hunter, man, they completely shot him down last week. And I just don't, they got Brian Thomas involved a little bit, but it's not the same Brian Thomas of last year. I just don't. I will back the 49ers at -3. I hated it, but because I don't think that the Niners are that good, but I think the Niners are gonna come out after this last week. I know it was a close win against the Cardinals. If you're gonna, I think I'm just going with the Niners. That's I think they're gonna smash them.
Yeah. So I know we are big Jags backers normally in the Discord and all that, and we've backed him for like 3 straight weeks, and we backed him a lot last year, and it's been pretty successful. I think this is the one week where I don't know if I can be talked into the Jags to play in this game. Shane Waldron he is terrible, dude.
This should not be
I
he
think
should
there
not be
was a
running
stat
anymore.
about like yeah, like the past wide receivers
Have you
that
seen
he's
that?
coached.
Did you see that stat?
Yeah, where he as soon as he left, that wide receiver ended up being like
All
a
star.
baller. And
Yeah,
then what happens? He comes to the Jags, and all of a sudden Brian Thomas Jr. is like, where
God.
the hell is he right now? And he blew up last year under Cohen. So honestly, I'm kind of leaning, you know, in my pick'ems at least, where I think I'm going to be taking the Niners, especially when you got a team that's got to travel out west and coaching, man, big difference. Like when you
100%.
handicap these games, like you have to like, well, who are the coaches? And if you have an inept coach, I'm not saying coach is too soon to rate, but it's not really been that impressive. And then you
No.
have on top of that. But then I don't know if Purdy is playing, even if let's just hypothetically say Jones is playing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been okay for under Shanahan, and I just trust Shanahan is going to figure out how to confuse a defense, especially against a team that is. I mean, yeah, they're 2-1, but it's
Yeah.
not really that impressive,
No. That's why I cannot see them going out asking them to beat the Niners, even just a cover. I don't know. I just it's a Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
I
I can't go and back. that team right now. I this against the Niners, I won't do it.
Yeah.
I don't think I can.
What's
The guys
what's
can, I just don't know if I can.
what's if you had to pick who, if you're the Niners, if you had to pick one guy to start, would you pick Brock Purdy or Mac Jones like right now? Just I know Brock Purdy's the better quarterback, but Brock
I
Purdy
would
coming
take
back
Brock just because he's a little bit more mobile. He can
mobile.
move around a little bit better than Mac.
Yeah.
Even I'm gonna take Brock over Mac
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. What's
So
another game you like? What's your second favorite?
weirdly enough, and I don't like the second game where I just can't stop like eyeing right now is the Colts Rams. That was a big defeat that the Rams had to deal with this last week. They should have won, but they're playing the Colts, and I think the premium is continuing with the Colts at this point. Like they're a good team. I'm not saying that. I mean, they've really turned
Danny
it around.
Dimes,
Daniel's
man.
in playing, but coaching, right? I'm going back to that well. Like in McVay, I trust that he knows he can figure it out. He knows how to confuse defenses. This is actually going to be a bigger challenge to the Colts. They got to
Yeah.
actually go out west and play this team. The Rams defense has actually been pretty damn good.
Yeah.
They've considering like they did give it up last week, but um, yeah, I really do like I like the Rams
I mean,
this week.
that's another spot where you look at the line. I'm looking at it now. It's 3.5. You could probably find a three somewhere. I don't know if you can or not. But
That's what I would like is the 3. I would like a
then
3.
you're asking yourself, man, the Colts have been beating everybody up, and then the Rams just lost in a crazy wild game, and now you're making the Colts over a field goal underdog. I know it's on the
Yeah, and
road, and I don't know. It just
if
seems
you look
strange.
at it, like they beat the Dolphins. Like that was just Dolphins were just a complete no-show week 1. Obviously, there's been a lot of like, oh, they suck, they suck. Yeah, they're not great, obviously. And then maybe this says a lot about the Broncos too. The Broncos have been really underperforming this year as
Way
well.
underperforming
I
from
mean
what
that
we
defense,
expected
right? Oh, and let's not forget the Colts probably would have lost that game against the Broncos if it wasn't for that call.
for the re-kick. Yeah.
So technically speaking, like they should have lost that game against the Broncos, and then they beat the crap out of the Titans here last week. And come on, that's rookie quarterback. Coaching staff sucks
The
on the
Titans are
Titans.
all kind
So
of a mess. They're still in the rebuilding stage, so I
yeah, and
don't
they
think.
still gave up 20 points to the Titans, right?
Yeah.
And you give up 28 points to the Colts. Just imagine, like, what do you think McVay and that offense can do against the Colts?
Yeah.
So I'm a believer that I actually do still think that they'll even cover the 3.5. That's my view.
No,
I
I
think
like it.
that
I like that.
and I'm buying into the Colts. I'm just not. This is
Yeah.
a
You're
situational
not there
thing,
yet.
right?
I just
Yeah.
don't like that we're all on the same side. That's what I don't like. Because then that means a
Well,
disaster.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man. That's my two top games. There's we have other games. I'm not gonna talk about the Buffalo Bills and the Saints. That's 16 point spread. Chargers
Honestly, I think you could chalk that one. That's probably will cover.
the cover.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Chargers at the Giants is interesting because Jackson Dart is starting. You know how historically Chargers going on the East Coast are terrible. But can you trust a rookie quarterback his first start against a pretty decent? I would say the Chargers have been pretty decent even offensively too. So I don't know any quick shout out on that game. It's a
A
ugly
lot of
game.
points.
I would take the
I
Giants if I had to.
uh, it's a lot of points. I want nothing to do with it,
It's
but
ugly game.
I don't have a true opinion though. I will say, um, like Chargers are definitely better coached, better defense at the
100%.
moment. So um, ooh. If it was +7, maybe I would take the Giants, but I just don't to take it. If gun to head, yeah, give me the points, I guess, but I'm not sitting comfortable taking that points.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't have a real opinion on it. The Giants are really hot garbage, but like you said, it's a new quarterback. We don't know what we're getting out of it. So, I'm just blindly just saying, okay, well, I'll just take the points, I guess.
Yeah. Agreed.
That doesn't mean I won't change my mind Sunday or well, I got to make a pick tomorrow, so probably should
Well,
research that a little bit more.
the
So
Chargers are a good, like a teaser pick if you take, just get them to win
I
the
still
game.
wouldn't do it.
Yeah, it
I
just
still
depends.
wouldn't do
Yeah,
it.
it's a hard
Trappy.
game. Trappy. I agree. Well, let's talk about a game that the game of the week. Ravens at Chiefs. Chiefs currently
Oh
plus.
gosh.
Chiefs are +2.5 at home against the Ravens. I'm taking
Give
the
me
Ravens.
give me the points, man. Just give me the points.
You're
Just give
taking you're taking the Chiefs at home. Chiefs have been terrible. I watched
I know they have. But I also got to say the Ravens defense has not been impressive.
no, they have not. They have not.
And I'm gonna eat crow because I thought I know that they lost their defensive tackle. That's one pick. I was like, geez, maybe that is going to be impactful to them. But that defense just not impressive. And I remember to Jay about that last year before the season started with Zach Orr. I'm like, you guys lost a really good coach to the Seahawks, and that was their defensive coordinator. And you got Zach Orr, who's new, and like they gave up that big lead against the Bills when they had them, right? And Browns don't count because they just can't do shit on offense. So yeah, okay, they beat the Browns, and then Monday night they were getting torched every so way possible. They were giving like chunk yards to Gibbs, and then just through the passing game, Goff could sit back there and pass it. So,
Yeah, and
but yeah,
zero
on the
sacks
flip
on
side,
Goff, who cannot even move.
yeah,
And
and on the flip side, you got the Chiefs, who, yeah, they have not looked impressive. Um,
and it's still Mahomes
yeah,
and
I
Andy
mean,
Reid. You know.
I still trust those two guys more than I do some other quarterback coach duos. So I'm taking points, man. I'm taking
Well,
points.
get ready for for the slaughter.
I'm not saying I'm betting it. I'm just saying if I have to pick,
Yeah,
that's
I
where
know.
I'm leaning. And in my pick'ems, I'm gonna be taking the +2.5.
Yeah,
I will hate myself, but I mean it's still early season. Still, yeah,
yeah.
we'll see.
The other game that brings me to is the Green Bay Packers and the Cowboys
Oof.
Sunday night +7 Cowboys. Green Bay coming off a tough loss at home, heartbreaker. -7. Yeah, -7 is the current line.
Don't do this to me.
You're gonna
Don't do
back
this to
you're gonna
me.
back the Cowboys, aren't you?
I don't want to, but that number is so high. It's so high.
Is CD Lamb playing?
Uh, no, he won't play.
He's out. Okay,
There's no way.
but
There's
Pickens
no
has
way.
stepped it up, which is
And
good.
we lost a right tackle, and um, I honestly, I'm trying to throw away bias and be as objective as I can. But there's one thing about the Packers that people love. I don't think he's that as great as people make him out to be. I just don't. The only problem I have is, like I said, the Cowboys defense is absolute dog shit. It is just awful. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's parts of me that says you should probably Packer because this could be easily like a 20-point win for them, easy. Um, and
Yeah,
that's kind of where my head is going, even though I'm like, God, 6 points is so much.
yeah,
But I just don't see the Cowboys meeting the expectation. The line has moved significantly what, 3 points, which
Yeah, I'm looking at
a
the
right tackle for Steele, who's good. I don't think he's worth like a point and a half. Losing CD Lamb is definitely worth a point. Could argue a point and a half.
yeah.
So here we are, and it's like maybe you downgrade him another point. So yeah, maybe it gets you to 7.
Hmm.
But I think,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, just line numbers. I think 7, you're starting to teeter to that. Like you probably should consider that. But then throwing away that, I could easily see the Packers winning by like 20
Yeah.
plus points.
Yeah, I really don't. I mean, I'm gonna root for the Cowboys just because the divisional rival for me.
If you want to play, if you want to play that I think might work out in your favor, is take the Packers first half.
Yeah. I can.
Because Packers are typically that type of team that really scripts and comes out in the first half, really drives and puts points on the board. The Cowboys, they showed like they've showed they can do that this year. I just now you don't have Lamb. You've lost your best wide receiver. I feel like they could definitely I could see them struggling to put points. So I will give the Cowboys really a benefit of the doubt. Their run game has looked a lot better, like night and day this year. I mean, Javonte Williams is really running hard. I think he's at this point. So if they lean on that and clock, that's how they can, win the game potentially. So yeah,
Yeah, Javante, it's doing really good for our season-long
he's doing
bets.
really good. Yeah.
No, that is really good. I think that he's gonna be resigned there. I hope because I don't see anything wrong with him. Uh,
No, he's
well,
good.
we got blessed on Monday night with two amazing games: the New York Jets versus the Dolphins, and the Bengals versus the Broncos. I will be telling you, I'm not gonna even watch a
I'm glad
second.
I'm glad I'm playing hockey all night, so I don't have to watch this garbage.
I would not be watching a single. I might check a score just fantasy wise, but that's about it.
Garbage.
All right. Well, what's your? I mean, I will tell you what my underdog for this week is. Moneyline underdog. With kind of touch point of it, I will take the Giants at plus two
All right.
thirty, just because I've watched the Chargers go on the East Coast. New rookie quarterback. Nobody knows who he is. Yes, you have film in college. That's a completely different story. But just there's so much unknown, right? And Chargers at times can be very flat, you know.
Yeah.
And the game is at 1 o'clock, which is 10 a.m. local California time. So I think I'm gonna just do a little small stake on it just for the fun of it, backing the G-man here.
Okay.
What's your underdog? And don't pick the Browns, please, because I'll be really mad.
No, and I wanted to come back to that because I just remember we didn't even talk about that game. I wanted to talk to you about that. But I mean, I think it's easy for any one of us to say, let's pick the Falcons because we just talked about them. They're +1. But I'm going to give you one. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers.
Buccaneers,
I think the
nice.
Buccaneers can do it.
I hope so. That'll be. I think we play the Bucks in a few weeks too. So yeah. I mean,
I
I
think they
like
can
it.
do it.
I like it. They're
Yeah.
home underdogs against the team. We talked about it already. We don't need to rehash it, but I like it a
I mean,
lot.
I just don't feel like they're that they haven't been as impressive yet. Like it's okay. It's early season. I'm not saying they suck.
Yeah,
It's early season.
yeah,
Maybe they'll hit some bumps in the road right now, but they'll get it,
yeah.
especially
No,
once they get a little healthier.
I like that. I like it. I like it a lot. No,
But yeah, your
Lions.
Browns or your Browns, your Lions and Browns.
Lions home against the Browns. I
It's 9.
so it's
It was
actually
8.5 on
it's at
Fox.
10 like right now. I'm looking at it at
Oh,
DraftKings.
it's 10 now.
Yeah,
Oh,
so here's my thing on it. If we lose this game, meaning that the game that we just beat Baltimore, it was probably the best win in the last 25 years that the Lions have had, if not more. It's just gonna get wiped off. To me, that's like you cannot lose to the Browns at this stage. I'm not saying that the Browns defense is great. Don't get me wrong, but that offense just looked so bad. I mean, Joe Flacco was just you know what I mean. There's nothing that excited me. I don't know how they score points. Lions, if we duplicate what we did against Lamar, and I know it's gonna be hard. We should be all over Joe Flacco all day,
Oh, 100% you
and
will be. You
and
will be.
there goes a prop. You could do over half, over 0.5 sacks for Hutch. It was like plus. It was at minus 125. I was looking at last time. It's a little bit chalky, but like I mean, Koch was all over that Ravens offensive line. I think he got like 1.5 sacks. I mean, Mohammed got like 2 sacks. Like everybody was all over. That defensive line has stepped up. Has shocked me honestly. If somebody said Lions had 7 sacks against Lamar, I'll be like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever. And then they were just surprising. They were very patient. Secondary. I know that everybody blames the secondary, but you gotta think about this. Lions were able to get to Lamar because he couldn't throw. He could not find anybody open. The secondary was all over Zay Flowers and Bateman. I'm very impressed with the Lions defense. Honestly, the biggest for me the MVP of the Lions team is Shepard, the coordinator. He has been just outstanding. We thought that Aaron Glenn was gonna leave and we're gonna be this crazy, suck, no injuries, knock on wood. I mean, yes, we had Alim McNeil is still out until November, who's the starting D tackle Pro Bowl. We don't have Davenport. We have like we don't have Pascal. We don't have Rodriguez, but we're still. It's a good core, guys. I don't like that the referees are calling Branch too easy now because I think like Branch got that persona of being this bad boy, and every little hole that he does, we get called on a stupid penalty. Happens every week so far this season. But I think that we should smash the Browns. I don't expect anything but just a big win here, double digit win. So if I had to bet a line at 9.5, I'll do it. But I'm a homer, and I hate to bet on the Lions because I hate to bet while my team is playing. I just want to root for them to win, And
Well, that's
but
why I try not to bet the Cowboys is because of the
Cowboys.
emotion. Even though I've broken my rule, I feel
Exactly. Yeah.
like this year,
I have bet on the
um,
Lions games before, but it's just like one of those things. I would have lost badly if I had bet on on the Ravens last week because I thought the Ravens are going to just come out and just wipe us. It just because
the only thing is I really do. I mean, the Browns defense is pretty stout, man.
very good.
Like
I
they're
mean,
very good, but the one thing going for you in this game is the Browns just can't do shit on offense. Though
18
they
total points. That's what's the
you
team?
probably yeah, I was gonna say if you can look any other way, that it could be one of those games where,
So
you know,
under
you did
17 and a half, it's minus 130
for
for the Browns.
Lions.
For the no, for the
Oh, for
Browns under 17 and a
oh.
half.
I'm saying like take the potential. Yeah, like I don't I like I don't know where I'm gonna go with that, and
Yeah.
you know, um, last week I even was messaging with Hal. I was like, it wouldn't surprise me if we saw the Browns upset the Packers, and I was like, we've got to take the Packers, the Browns money, the spread, and I was like, maybe we should do the money line, maybe should have done it, but they probably should have lost actually, but it's one of those things where that defense is just so stout, and that's what I worry. They probably will get to golf. They will.
Oh yeah.
The and the other thing that I feel like could be a wild card for them that puts you in the Lions in this spot is Judkins has actually been pretty solid as a running, and he's just started his career basically in the
Yeah.
last game.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how they do, against the Lions and in running the ball. So if they run the ball effectively, maybe that does for them. But I'm not putting all that trust into, hopes and dreams with that offense and Flacco. So that's where I kind of struggle with it, and that's why that game.
Yeah.
If I can get I don't know what my pick'ems has it at, but if it is opened at the 10, which would be 10.5 because we don't do ties in that,
Yeah.
I'm taking the Browns 10.5 potentially, just because like I like that number at 10.
Yeah. No, no, no.
So
the 10 is a powerful number, double
It
digits in
is
the
key
NFL.
numbers.
So
It's
exactly, yeah.
big.
So yeah, no, that is really good. I don't have anything else as far as um picks at the moment. Do you have anything else you want to discuss? Because
No, I think the
I want to ask you
yeah.
this then. Then let's go to college just because we have two big games. I know that this is an NFL pod, but we have Alabama, Georgia, and Georgia is -3. And we could just say who you pick. We don't have to go into details. And then we have Oregon at Penn State at -3.5. Penn State. Both games are at the same time, so this is gonna be a great Saturday evening. Who do you like in any of these games?
uh, Georgia and Penn State.
So you're taking the
And I have nothing to it.
favorites. Just
I have not watched Oregon play one snap. Couldn't tell you how good they are,
yeah,
but wideout in Penn State is always going to be pretty tough.
on a Saturday
And
night. Yeah,
yeah, and then I've seen some Alabama games and can't say that I'm too impressed with them. And
yeah,
when you got Georgia, Alabama, I'm taking a better coach.
yeah,
I'm backing the better coach.
yeah.
So
Kirby
at
is
home,
Kirby.
right? They're at home, right?
Yeah, it's
Georgia.
at Georgia. Yeah, it's at Georgia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm taking them at home.
yeah. Well,
Hey,
Matt's gonna be happy with you on that one.
yeah. The only other game that I forgot, I talked about the Rams and
Yeah, yeah,
Bucks.
yeah, yeah.
The third game that I forgot
Mm-hmm.
because it's not really a fancy matchup was Patriots.
Patriots
I
five
think
and a
this is
half.
the time to at 5.5. I know it's a large number for you to back the Patriots. Hasn't really moved from the open, but um, I don't think Panthers just had an anomaly when they beat the Falcons last week. I don't know how they shut them out. Don't get it. They really have a bad defense.
Some voodoo.
But I am all over Patriots, and I feel like that's the one you probably should be taking. I think Vrabel will definitely be giving
Dial it up. Yeah.
giving guys some fits with their schemes.
Well, I watched a little bit of the Patriots game at the end, and that fumble by Drake May. That it was just terrible play. I know that his
I
rookie year.
almost live bet it too because I was just sitting there like the Patriots are really driving on these Steelers, and then I saw like I think Stevenson even had a fumble himself, like at the goal
Yeah, yeah.
line. Like there was
Earlier than that.
twice,
Earlier than that. Yeah.
they were there to score and they just didn't.
Yeah. Because
They had fumbles.
realistically, the Patriots, like even they should be easily. They could be 3-0 as well, but they just have had such bad luck coming their way. That line could be even higher. I like the 5.5, and everybody's gonna overreact because of the Panthers win last week. Shutout
Yeah,
win.
I have no doubt in my mind. I probably betting the Patriots. I won't regret it.
Yeah,
Maybe I will, but I just think in a situation like this, I
yeah,
mean, both quarterbacks are pretty young.
yeah,
You're taking the team at home, and like you said, the overreaction. I'm all over that.
yeah. No, I like that. I like that. I might do a little money line parlay and add a couple other teams and just kind of follow up for Sunday. Add them in a piece there. But okay,
Yeah,
well, I think that's it for now. And well, good luck to the Cowboys. I hope you guys beat the Packers because
I
that.
hope we lose.
Well, yeah,
I
because you
guess
want a draft
it's
pick.
fine.
Uh, but I
That's
want you to
fine.
beat them, and then Lions win, and then we'll be in first place. So, because
Yeah,
I'm gonna root for you
no,
Steelers to
hate
beat the
to
Vikings.
wreck your dreams, but Packers are winning.
All right, man. Well, thanks for another episode. This is fun, and we'll talk next week again. Good luck with the bets.
Sounds good. All right.